What's poppin', peeps? It's your boy for CancerMoonsTarot coming at you guys with the weekend reading. The first sign I see is the first sign I read. Let's get it poppin', baby, and see what we got going on for all 12 of my motherfucking zodiac signs of love, man. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. If so, let me know down in the comments down below. Links in the description box down below for my Instagram, my Twitter, or my TikTok. If you guys want to drop a follow, I would greatly appreciate that. Shout out to my notification gang. Hopefully my notification gang pulls through. As always, the first sign I see is the first sign I read. Still waiting on that. Unfortunately, notifications are going to be probably a little bit wonky today since I uploaded a ton of videos, but we're going to go ahead and wait for that for just a sec, and then we'll get on into it. But happy Friday, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are well, and I hope we're looking towards a fantastic weekend. Now, considering I'm still not getting the first sign in here, I guess I'm going to do something I have not done in history of the daily reads. I'm going to pick my own sign here first. So, with that all being said, I want to take a look here and see what we got going on for Virgo, okay? Messages for Team Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on here for Team Virgo, please? Messages for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on? All right, my Virgo peeps, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves one last shuffle, and we'll see what we got, baby. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Virgo, overall energy for you is going to be the Knight of Wands in reverse. So, you could be connecting potentially with a fire sign, an Aries, Sag, or Leo. Taking a look at your current energy, we do have here the Eight of Wands. Taking a look at what you're dealing with, we got here the Seven of Pentacles. And then lastly, for the Virgo, what do we have? And we have here the King of Wands. So, coming into the weekend here for you guys, Knight of Wands in the reverse here to the Eight of Wands upright. It kind of feels to me like moving into this weekend for you, Virgo, you're in a period of time where you're stopping something and you're going into a completely different direction, okay? Because Knight of Wands is typically putting a situation to a halt. You're not going forward. And then Eight of Wands is like spewing out into a different direction. So I feel like this weekend, you're stopping what you're doing and you're venturing out into something new. Taking a look at what you're dealing with the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles can represent your patience. I kind of feel like in this specific situation for you, Virgo, you invested a lot of time, you invested a lot of patience into a certain situation that kind of ended up being a dud, you know? So whether it's like you invested a lot of time into a person and you were thinking that maybe this could go somewhere, it feels to me like it was kind of a dud. It just didn't really pop off. It didn't really go anywhere. Same thing could apply to if you made an investment in a certain type of career, or if you made an investment in a certain type of situation in your life, you just feel like it wasn't going anywhere. So with that being said, Seven of Pentacles, I'm kind of losing my patience here. I don't really have enough, time to keep on investing and not seeing any sort of growth. So looking at the outcome that's present, we got here King of Wands. Better to take action than to wait and kind of see nothing at all. Yeah, that's pretty much the energy that I'm seeing here for you guys. It was like it's better for me to take a look and do something rather than to wait and see for something to happen when nothing's kind of happening, okay? I know that that was probably like a really shitty way of explaining it, but that's basically what I have here for you, Virgo. You know, coming into your weekend here, something seems like a dud. It seems like it's going nowhere. So it's better to take action and venture off into something new than to continue to pretty much stay stagnant, all right? So keep in mind that may resonate here to a few of you in resonance with love, but this could also resonate to career or anything else that you have in your life. So take it how it personally resonates towards you, all right? All right, Virgo, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we started off today's video with the earth signs. Let's go ahead and do earth, fire, water, air. Going on to our fire, let's have a look here at the Sagittarius. What do we got going on, baby? Messages for Team Saggy. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on here for Team Sagittarius? Messages for Saggy. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Sagittarius, let's have a look at you beautiful people. Hopefully, all is well. Saggy, overall energy for you is going to be the Tower in reverse. So you could be connecting with a Scorpio for a few of you. Taking a look at your current energy, we got here the Eight of Wands. Looking at what you're dealing with, we have here the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And then lastly for you, Sagittarius, is going to be the King of Cups. So Sagittarius, let's go ahead and talk about this one. Well, Tower in reverse here to the Eight of Wands upright. Tower in reverse usually symbolizes kind of avoiding something. So I feel like what you're avoiding here, it could literally be anything, but you're avoiding something and you're going in a different direction. Almost kind of similar to what I just read for Virgo previously, but slightly different at the same time. So Tower in reverse here says you're avoiding a situation. Eight of Wands says I'm going to redirect my attention to something else. Let's have a look here at what you're dealing with. What you're dealing with is going to be the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So it kind of feels to me here that a few of you guys are not feeling super confident in something that you were doing, because Nine of Pentacles upright is usually a person who's very independent, very confident. When you see the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it usually seems to be like a lack of confidence. So maybe some of you Saggies had a lack of confidence in yourself based upon something you were doing, and instead of pursuing it, you've decided to pull back. This could be about going towards a certain kind of career, and at first you were motivated, but maybe over time you started feeling less confident that you could pursue a career and really make it work out for you. Same thing could apply as well if we're talking about a relationship or any sort of kind of personalized goal. So Sagittarius, it seems to me like you were going after something, but then you started to become very less confident or very unmotivated because you didn't feel like what you were doing was working out for you. Taking a look at the outcome that's present, we got here the King of Cups. I think also what's happening here too is you're recognizing that you want to protect yourself emotionally. Whatever it was that you were doing, I think that it was having a negative impact on you, not seeing what you wanted to work out, not work out. So for example, let's say you wanted to start a new type of business. This is a new career path you wanted to open up to, and you really started to go for it. Let's say that you were putting in a lot of time, a lot of money, and unfortunately, no matter what it is you were doing, it just felt like that business you created kept failing. What you're doing here is you're basically protecting yourself mentally, and for some of you financially too, by deciding to say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this business, maybe I should focus on something else. I think that ultimately any sort of failure here right now is making you feel like you have to put yourself down. So you're feeling pretty unconfident right now in something that you were originally going for because it just doesn't seem to be working. So I see you guys taking a step back and taking a new approach. Now, a new approach can mean anything. If a business you started isn't working, maybe it's time to try a different kind of business. If a situation isn't going the way you want it to, maybe you need a different approach to make that situation better. So it can kind of be one of those two things. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're ending whatever it is that you started. Maybe you're just taking a better approach on how to be successful, okay? So do keep that in mind, all right? All right, baby, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our earth, we did our fire. Going on to the water signs, let's have a look here at the Cancer again. What do we got going on, everybody? Messages for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Ooh, hello. In the next 72 hours, what do we got coming in here for Team Cancer, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on? By the way, guys, thank you so much for those of you that have tuned in. I do see a couple comments of like, where the hell is everybody? I know, unfortunately, with YouTube, when I upload more than 3 videos, it stops shooting out notifications for some reason because it doesn't want to like spam subscribers. So that's how YouTube's been functioning for the past year and a half. So most people probably did not get notified. Maybe about a quarter of you guys did. So do keep that in mind. That's probably why there's not a lot of people here. So sorry if you guys missed the live portion. You guys can always watch the replay later though. If you're watching the replay later now, in the future, I get it. So just throwing that out there. That's probably why most of you didn't get notified. But without further ado, what do we got going on here for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Cancerian, we're going to grab ourselves one last and final shuffle, and then we'll see what we got going on here, man. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. Cancer, what do we got going on, baby? Cancer, overall energy for you is going to be the 7 of Pentacles. So you could be connecting here with an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Looking at your current energy, we do have here the Fool card. Looking at what it is you're dealing with, we have here the King of Cups. And then lastly for you guys, what do we got? And we got here the 7 of Cups. Interesting kind of outcome to see for this specific situation. Let's go ahead and talk about it though. 7 of Pentacles here to the Fool card upright. Coming into your weekend, guys, it does feel to me like you're really starting to realize, is just taking a risk more worth it than playing it safe? This is interesting because I feel like Cancers are typically the ones to play it safe. As a Cancerian myself, I do have that tendency of loving security versus insecurity, right? So Cancers like to be safe, especially when it comes towards the kind of home they have, their financial situation, their relationships that they're involved in. Cancerians love making sure that they have some form of stability that's going to be nice and secure. But coming into your weekend, it's a little bit the opposite here. I definitely feel like you're feeling a bit risky here, Cancer. And I think that what comes with risk is great reward. You know, I think that's a really wonderful way to put it. When you really risk something and it works out for you and your benefit, there tends to be a really wonderful reward. So guys, you're feeling a little risky here. Taking a look at what you're dealing with the King of Cups. King of Cups here says, on an emotional level, I need to make sure that I'm fulfilled in my life. I need to make sure that I'm happy. So if I'm not doing anything that's making me happy, then that's entirely on me. So it seems to me, guys, that there's something you want in your life, and it might be a little risky to go ahead and do it, but if you do it and it works out, it's a situation that's going to make you happy. I mean, looking at the outcome that's present, you got here the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups here says, I don't know what the turnout's going to be. I don't know if I'm going to succeed or if I'm going to fail, but I feel like I should take a chance on something that I really desire to do. So this kind of gives me the vibes of what I did 4 years ago. You know, 4 years ago, I had a job where I had my security, right? I worked at a store. I made money. It was a day-to-day job. It was a 9-to-5 job, and I was secure with the money I was making. I was comfortable. But when I started my YouTube channel 4 years ago, I knew that this was something I wanted to do full-time. Excuse me. Thank you. I knew this was something I wanted to do full time. I knew this was something that I wanted to pursue in as my own active career, and I had to take a risk there, you know? My risk was I had to quit my 9-to-5 job to jump in to do what I really wanted to do. And at the end of the day, I knew that if I made this successful, I would be happy with the outcome. So Cancer, I feel like that's kind of a similar situation here that some of you guys are going through this weekend. Now, like I mentioned, it doesn't have to be about work. It doesn't have to be about quitting your 9-to-5 job to pursue your dream. It could be about something entirely different, but that's just a little bit of an example here to help you guys out. So great risk brings great rewards here. You don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know if you'll succeed or fail, but I think you want to get out of that place of feeling too comfortable, and you want to do something that could potentially bring in a lot of happiness for you. All right, Cancer, I like it. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So, excuse me one moment, guys, please. Thank you. I've been having a lot of allergies clearing out, so don't mind me over here, okay? All right, baby. So we finished up our earth. We did our fire. We did our water, going on to the air signs. Now let's have a look here at the Libra gang. What do we got going on, baby? Messages for Team Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got coming up here for Team Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 24 hours. All right, Libra, let's see what we got for you, beautiful people. Libra, overall energy for you is going to be the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So you might be connecting here with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I kind of feel like Two of Pentacles reverse is an energy of like, I don't want to say giving up on something, but that's kind of what it feels like it is. It does feel to me like you're just not keeping something going. It's about letting a cycle end instead of continuing the cycle, all right? Looking at your current energy, we do have here the Ten of Wands. Looking at what you're dealing with, we do have here the Six of Pentacles. And then lastly for you here, Libra, what do we got? We got here the Emperor. So, excuse me. Thank you very much, guys. I'm so sorry that I have to keep pausing to cough my friggin' brains out. It sucks, but unfortunately, that is what's going on with my body in this current moment. So, Libra, we got here Two of Pentacles reversed, and then we also got here the Ten of Wands. Yeah, coming into the next 72 hours for the weekend, you're not particularly happy with ending something. You're not really happy with laying a situation or putting a situation to rest. It looks to me like you really wanted it to work out. I mean, taking a look at what you're dealing with the Six of Pentacles. You know, Six of Pentacles is equal give and take. I think what's happening here is that you're recognizing I can't be the only person putting in effort, putting in work, if somebody else isn't willing to put in that same amount of effort and work too. I think that, you know, you kind of hit a crossroads with somebody or hit a crossroads with a situation in your life where you felt like you were the only person trying to make something happen. So whether this is about a relationship, whether romantic or platonic, whether this is about career or a business relationship, you felt like you've put in a lot of effort, but somebody else did not basically pull the same weight, you know? Excuse me again. But nonetheless, though, here, You really tried your best here to make something equal, but unfortunately you were the only person really giving. So when you get in situations like this, when you're the only person giving and somebody else is the only individual taking, it creates unequal give and take. Looking at the outcome that's present, we got here the Emperor. Yeah, the Emperor is about bossing up and having to make an executive decision. So Libra, whatever you're walking away from, it's surely something that you care about, but at the same time, you have to make a head over heart decision, and that's exactly what the Emperor would do. The Emperor would always make a head over heart decision because the Emperor knows, even if I care about something, I need to do what's best for myself. So it seems to me like this situation is really screaming unequal give and take, and you're getting to that point where you're recognizing, as much as I care about it, I need to do what's best for me. If I'm not getting that equal give and take back, I know I deserve better, and it's time for me to find a partnership or connection that's really going to serve within my favor. All right, so Libras, I do see you walking away. You're not particularly happy about it, but you need to protect yourself. All right, Libra, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. All right, guys, we finished up our first batch of signs. Give me one quick short second. I'm going to go ahead and grab some water real fast before we continue the rest of the weekend read. So bear with me, guys. I'd really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and put on the Be Right Back screen. I'm going to go grab some water, and then we'll get it moving with the reading. So, guys, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Grab some snacks, come relax, and then we'll continue the weekend read, all right? All right, guys, give me a couple seconds. I'd appreciate it.
I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun, yeah. I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun. I don't wanna fall in love, 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 fall in love. I don't wanna fall in love. I don't wanna fall in love. Fall in love. I just wanna have some fun, yeah. I don't wanna fall in love. I just wanna have some fun.
Boom, and we are back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take a quick water break because my throat has been really raspy for the past couple days. So I do apologize. Can't really control that, but I've been doing my best to do that anyways. So let's go ahead and get back into it, all right? Excuse me for one moment. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we finished up our first batch of zodiacs. Let's go ahead and go back to the earth signs now and see what we got going on here for the Capricorn. What do we got, baby? Messages for Team Cappy. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on here for Team Capricorn, please? Messages for Cappy. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Capricorn, let's have a look here at your weekend, baby. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty awesome stuff. Capricorn, overall energy for you is going to be the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So, you could be connecting with an earth sign here, a fellow Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Looking at your current energy, we do have here the Two of Cups. Looking at what you're dealing with, we have here the Star card. And then lastly, for the Capricorns, what do we have? And we have here the Moon card. So, Capricorn, you could be connecting with a Pisces or possibly an Aquarius because we have both here the Star and the Moon card as well. Coming though into the weekend, Page of Pentacles in the reverse here to the Two of Cups upright. It kind of feels interesting because like the Two of Cups is like you're connected for sure to something, but at the same time, Page of Pentacles, I feel like with this Page of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like you might feel connected to something, but maybe you feel like you're not doing enough. It's like you're not stepping up to the table or you're not providing. I don't know why that's the vibe that I'm feeling here for you, Capricorn. I keep hearing like you need to kick something up a notch. So coming into your weekend here, taking a look at what you're dealing with the Star card. Star card is typically fate or it could be alignment. So Capricorn, it kind of seems to me like whatever you're working towards this weekend, you feel like you need to take it up a notch. You need to kick it up a notch, you know? if I really want to get to that place, if I really want to get to where I'm going, I need to be doing more, is what you guys are saying. So you feel like you have to work harder, or you have to do something more out there in order to get the result that you're looking for. Looking at the outcome that's present, we got here the Moon card. Now, typically with the Moon card, I never sense the feeling of disappointment, but that's what I'm picking up here for you guys particularly. It's like you almost feel a little disappointed in yourself. You're like, I could do better. I know I could do more to get what I want, and I feel like I'm just not doing enough. So there is this energy of lack appearing in your vibe coming into the weekend here about whatever you're working towards right now. You know, whether you're trying to get into alignment with a certain job, trying to get into alignment with a certain connection or a personal goal, you just feel like there's more to be done, and you feel like you have not been doing enough. You're kind of like in this energy of lack. But Capricorn, it kind of just feels to me like you're in a place to where you've kind of been very overly critical of yourself, and you haven't really appreciated how far you've come. You know, coming from a Cancerian, by the way, who is always overcritical of themselves, yeah, me, because I totally am, I get that energy. You know, I've definitely been incredibly overcritical of myself in many moments in my life, and what I've learned is that I've kind of had to just accept the fact that I'm doing just fine as I am. I think that when we recognize that we're doing a lot better than we already are, that will instantly put us in a better mind space, and when you're in a better space mentally, you're going to be in a better space to be successful. So, Capricorns, coming into your weekend, guys, my best advice would be try not to be so hard on yourself. I think that you're expecting too much, even though you are doing just fine. I think that you guys are putting in more than enough effort to get what you want. And especially for Capricorns that are searching for success, I don't feel like you need to kick it up a notch. I think exactly what you're doing is working out more than you can actually see. So Cappies, take a step back here and don't be too hard on yourself coming into your weekend. You know, based upon whatever the situation resonates personally to you. I'm not sure if this is about your career, a personal goal, or whatever, but I would just say, guys, don't be too hard on yourselves. Really kind of recognize the progress you've made so far and just take a step back and appreciate how far you've come. You know, the more that we kind of get down on ourselves and say we haven't done enough or we're not doing enough, it's going to drive you mad. It's going to drive you crazy, you know? Take it from a person who's been in that energy so oftenly, you know? So Cappies, that's my best advice for you. Don't be too hard on yourselves this weekend. You guys are doing just fine, all right? I think you need to take a step back and say, you know what? I am doing just fine. Maybe I got to chill out a little bit and give myself a break, okay? All right, Capricorn, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did our Earth, going on now to our Fire. Let's have a look here at the Leo gang. What do we got, baby? Messages for Team Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got coming up here for Team Leo, please? Messages for Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Leo, let's have a look here at you beautiful people. Hopefully all is well. Leo, overall energy here is going to be the Four of Wands. You could be connecting with a fire sign. Looking at your current energy, we have here the Eight of Wands. Looking at what you're dealing with, we got the Page of Wands in reverse. And then looking at your outcome, we have here the High Priestess. So, Leos, coming into your weekend, guys, Four of Wands to the Eight of Wands, okay? I do feel like things are growing for sure, especially when it comes towards an environment of yours that's already pretty stable. Some of you guys, I'm hearing you're expanding your family, so if that's the case here, Leo, if you're married or even if you're not married, right, you could be potentially thinking about expanding your family, aka having children. So some of you guys might be baby making over the weekend over here, Leo. If that's the case, congratulations, have a fun time with that. For others of you, you might actually come to find that you are pregnant over the weekend. So I'm just throwing this out here. I'm not trying to freak every Leo out because I know there's going to be so many Leos saying, I don't want to be pregnant. Okay, if you don't want to be pregnant, that's fine. But for some of you guys, if you've been trying to be pregnant, you might uncover this weekend that you got pregnant. For others of you, you might be wanting to start the process of expanding your family this weekend here as well. Now, taking a look at what you're dealing with, we have here the Page of Wands in reverse, and then the outcome here is going to be the High Priestess. So, excuse me. Thank you very much. You know what this looks like, Leo? Moving into your weekend, it's like you're expanding your environment. I think what's happening here for you is that with the Page of Wands reversed, you never thought things could get better than they already are, yet it's happening more and more every single day. I feel like if you're in a relationship right now, you're recognizing more and more every day that I'm in the best relationship I've ever been in my life, and it feels like there's never going to be anything better than this. It just is constantly growing. It's constantly evolving into something more and more wonderful every day. I feel appreciation here this weekend for a lot of Leos. You know, whether this is about a relationship you're a part of, a friendship, or whether this is about your career and the way that things are going, it just feels to me like something already stable is still growing in such a beautiful and wonderful way in your life, and you're just incredibly excited to keep on being involved in whatever this environment is. You know, if you're doing well in your career right now, your career seems to continue to be skyrocketing. There seems to be doors continuing to open up to you for more and more success. If you're in a relationship or partnership right now, it just seems to be going better and better and better. And in this weekend, you're just getting that reminder of like, shit, I have something so amazing in my life, and I'm so happy and grateful to have this amazing thing in my life, and I can't wait to continue growing and expanding with it. So it's not so much like an intense or crazy message. It's more of just like this weekend, I think you're looking at what you have and you're just incredibly freaking grateful, you know? So that's the vibe that I got here for you guys. I don't feel like there's much more to talk about here with this reading, you know? Things are really well right now in your life, and you can't wait to see it to see it continue growing as it already is continuing to grow. So that's wonderful. Okay? And like I mentioned, for a few of you Leos, you know, you might be expanding the family this weekend, or there could be possibly pregnancy coming up and you're finding out if you've been trying, you know? So congratulations for those of you that have been trying to get pregnant, because you might get the good news here this weekend as well. Okay? I like it. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So, we did our fire, we did our earth, going on to the water. Let's have a look here at the Scorpio. Messages for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. In the next 72 hours, what do we got going on for the weekend here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Scorpio, let's have a look here at you beautiful people. Hopefully all is well. Scorpio, overall energy for you is going to be the 9 of Cups. So you could be connecting with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Looking at your current energy, we got here the 3 of Cups. Looking at what you're dealing with, we got here the Fool in reverse. And then lastly for you is going to be the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. So Scorpio, coming into your weekend here, guys, 9 of Cups here to the 3 of Cups. You're very much so enjoying a situation. I can say that for sure. Because 3 of Cups is enjoyment. And then the 9 of Cups here is self-fulfillment. So there's something you're personally taking joy in appearing here over the weekend. Looking at what it is you're dealing with. You're dealing with the Fool card in reverse. I think kind of what you're enjoying is being pretty laid back and especially avoiding something. I think being without somebody is what you're enjoying right now. I feel like Scorpios are in recluse and you're acknowledging that being without a specific person in your life tends to be a heck of a lot better than when you're around them or with them. So you've probably taken space from somebody here and you're just recognizing, yeah, the space really helped. You know, whether you're taking space from a romantic partner that maybe you've had a lot of issues going on with recently, whether you're taking space from certain friends that you feel have been just kind of negative for you, or even taking space from a job. Maybe some of you guys are on vacation, but what I'm seeing here for you guys this weekend, Scorpio, is that like the more that you've had a distance or the more space you've had between you and somebody else, the better you've genuinely been feeling. So if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what else will. And I think you're recognizing that 100%. You're like, yeah, this is definitely giving me a major realization moment that maybe I shouldn't have that certain relationship if when I'm around somebody, I'm not feeling this kind of joy or this kind of happiness. Okay? So Scorpios, I see you kind of recognizing that you're feeling better without somebody, and I think that that's going to prove to you that maybe it's time to potentially snip that connection in the butt rather than to continue with it. So the more distance you kind of have here with somebody in your life, the better you're tending to be feeling, and I think that that's going to be the clear indicator that maybe this connection you're dealing with isn't really the connection to continue doing or dealing with, okay? All right, Scorpio. So yeah, do keep that in mind. It's like the more in recluse you are, the better you're feeling. So that is a telltale sign that maybe it's time to seek out a different connection instead, okay? All right, Scorpio. So we did our earth, we did our fire, we did our water. Going on to the air signs, let's have a look here at, the Aquarius gang. What do we got, baby? Messages for Team Aqua. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on here for Team Aquarius, please? Messages for Aqua. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Aquarius. Let's see what we got going on for you, beautiful people. Hopefully all is well. Aquarian, overall energy for you is going to be the High Priestess. You might be dealing with a Pisces here for a few of you. Looking at your current energy, we got here the Nine of Wands. Looking at what you're dealing with, you got the Strength in reverse. And then lastly for the Aquarian is going to be the Ten of Pentacles. So, Aquarius, coming into your next 24 hours, High Priestess here to the Nine of Wands upright. High Priestess is usually things that are kind of hidden, so this could be about things you've been keeping to yourself, but it feels to me like whatever's been hidden or whatever you've kind of been keeping to yourself is coming to the forefront. So if you've been holding on to certain emotions or hiding certain emotions, those emotions seem to be surfacing for you. So Nine of Wands over here, you're trying to contain it, okay? You're trying to not let emotions come to the surface, but you can't help it here, Aquarius. It's happening naturally. Looking at what you're dealing with the Strength in reverse. Strength in reverse usually symbolizes that you don't feel strong enough to hold back from something. So guys, I think that moving into your weekend here, if you've had any sort of emotions that have been buried beneath the surface, it's going to feel pretty dang impossible to stuff them back down there, you know? It's like, I can't stop but feeling this way, you know? I can't stop feeling this way. I'm trying to shove these emotions away, but they keep on coming up, and that's the situation you seem to be dealing with. You know, looking at the outcome that's present, we have here the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, I feel, is like how you're presenting yourself here, Aquarius. You're like, I'm fine. I'm just going to keep telling myself I'm fine, but no matter how fine you are or how fine you present yourself as, there's something that's still coming up to the forefront that you need to pay attention to. So there is a feeling here you can't shake, and it's going to come up here this weekend, and it doesn't have to be something necessarily negative. It could be something coming up that's positive, or something that's coming up that feels good, but maybe it makes you feel guilty for feeling a certain way. Who knows? That's a pretty weird message, but that was another thing that came up here for you as well. But as far as what I'm seeing here for your weekend, Aquarius, there's going to be some sort of feeling that you've buried deep within that's going to resurface for you, and it's going to be pretty possible, or impossible, excuse me, to ignore it. So I feel like you're going to present yourself as everything's fine, but ultimately, you're not going to be feeling so fine. So guys, let yourself embrace whatever this feeling is. You know, the more you try to hide it, the more it's going to keep on antagonizing you, and the more closer to the surface it's going to rise, all right? I wonder if this has something to do with something astrologically, because typically, at least in my personal experience, when I tend to feel old feelings or certain things I don't want to think about coming to the surface, it's usually due to some sort of astrological influence pulling all that shit out of me at that certain place in time. So Aquarius, there could be some sort of astrological influence happening right now that's making all these resurfaced emotions appear. All right, so just keep in mind, if emotions are resurfacing, they're resurfacing for one reason and one reason only, and that's for release. So don't think anything bad's happening. It's so that you can feel it and heal it and let it go, okay? So Aquarius, just remember that. If emotions are resurfacing, it's all for release, okay? All right, baby, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up our second batch of Zodiacs, going on to the last and final batch. Let's have a look here at the Taurus gang. What do we got going on, everybody? Messages for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. In the next 72 hours, what do we got going on here for the Bull Gang, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Team Taurus, let's have a look here at you guys. What do we got going on for you? Taurus, overall energy is going to be the Two of Cups in reverse. You could be connecting with a water sign. Taking a look at your current energy, we got here the Four of Wands. Looking at what you're dealing with, we got the Six of Cups. And then lastly for the Taurian is going to be the Six of Swords in reverse. So, Taurus, coming into your next 72 hours, Two of Cups reversed here, Four of Wands upright. I think that over time, you definitely started feeling disconnected from some sort of environment, and it feels to me like the environment you're disconnecting from is one that tends to be picture perfect. You could be a person maybe that comes from a family that likes to portray themselves as perfect, like there's nothing ever wrong. Maybe you're coming from a work environment that tries to portray itself as we are amazing to our employees, but treat your employees like shit. I feel like that's the energy that's showing up here though for this weekend. It's like you're trying to detach from an environment that is very picture perfect. They like to present themselves as amazing and perfect, but there's really nothing perfect about it. I mean, looking at what it is you're dealing with your Taurus, you're dealing with the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a card of the past, so it seems to me like what's going on here for you is you're recognizing that you've been in situations like this before. You've been in a situation before where some environment has shown up as perfect and amazing, but on the inside it's not that amazing. In fact, it could be hell here for a few of you. So you're realizing I've been in situations like this in my life before, and maybe it's time for me to just live in my truth. You know, if the environment can't live in their truth, at least I can live in my truth. So for example, if you have a family that is not super perfect but presents themselves that way, you're like, my family can be a sham, they can live a lie, but I rather live my truth. So if I'm acknowledging that something is not perfect by any means and it's not necessarily good for me, I'm gonna live my truth and be distant from it, you know? So I see you here detaching from something that is just showing up as picture perfect, but instead it's quite the opposite. Looking at the outcome that's present for you, Taurus, we have here the Six of Swords in the reverse. Six of Swords in reverse is typically one of those energies where you've been back and forth in this environment for a while, but now it's time to make a final choice. And that final choice here is going to be forward movement, aka officially detaching from said environment, okay? Let me clarify this Four of Wands. Why do we got the Four of Wands? And we have here the Five of Cups. Yeah. So whatever environment you're dealing with, it shows up, Taurus, like it's great, it's fantastic, but really, it can be quite miserable. Five of Cups. Five of Cups is definitely a card of misery here for sure. So there's really nothing else to expand on here for you guys moving throughout your weekend. I think it's just about time here. I'm detaching from this environment. I'm over it. I'm tired of, you know, someone here pretending they're perfect when they're not, and I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm going to honor and I'm going to live in my truth moving forward. All right? So that's what you want here for yourself, Taurus, to live honestly and to embrace your truth rather than to deal with situations that are clearly far from perfect. All right, Taurus, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So all the earth signs are officially done for the weekend. Moving on now to the fire signs. Let's have a look here at the birthday peeps. What do we got coming in here for Aries, okay? Messages for Aries: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on here for Team Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. By the way, Aries, I want to say happy birthday to you guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic birthday and a fantastic season. All right, Aries, let's begin. Let's see what we got for you. Aries, overall energy is showing up as you. We have here the Fool card, so you could be connecting with another Aries for a few of you guys. Looking at your current energy, we got here the Four of Swords in reverse. Looking at what you're dealing with, we got here the Five of Swords, and then lastly for you, we have here the Ten of Swords. So, coming into the next 72 hours for Aries, you could be dealing with a fellow Aries. You also may be connecting with an air sign, such as a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Now, the Fool card here to the Four of Swords in reverse. I think what's going on is that you're really tired of coming back to something, because Four of Swords in reverse usually represents returning to a situation. I think you're very tired here, Aries, of going back and forth. You seem to be returning to something often, and that shows an inconsistency or instability. And I think that that's probably the number one thing that Aries hate. Aries don't like people who are not consistent. Aries do not fuck with people who have instability, right? Aries liked that consistency. So taking a look at what you're dealing with, you're dealing with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords here is showing up as irritation. I feel like you're really irritated, constantly dealing with something that's inconsistent in your life, Aries, whether or not it's an on and off relationship, an on and off connection, an on and off friendship. Maybe your job or your boss has been inconsistent with the role they've asked you to fulfill or with the pay that they're giving you, but something here just does not feel like it's been consistent. It's been too wishy-washy for you to really enjoy. Looking at the outcome that's present, we got here the Ten of Swords. So yeah, you're moving from a Five of Swords to a Ten of Swords. That's a pretty big leap. You know, the Five of Swords is being pretty frustrated, but the Ten of Swords is like, I've been so frustrated here to the point where I can't do this anymore. So Aries, if you've been dealing with some major inconsistency in your life, you know, you're getting to that point here where it's like, I can't put up with it anymore. I have to set myself free. Looking at the overall energy once again, overall energy is the Fool card. That is the card of freeing yourself from a situation. So guys, I think that coming up here in your weekend, if you've been dealing with something that's been far too inconsistent for you, depending on whatever it is, you're getting to your breaking point here. It's like, I can only be so frustrated and I can only tolerate so much of this inconsistency until I decide to move on and find something genuinely consistent, all right? So I get that, Aries. All right, baby, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we did the earth, we did the fire. Going on to the water, let's have a look here at the Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on for the fish, baby? Messages for Team Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Piscean, we're going to grab ourselves one last and final shuffle, and then we'll see what we got, baby. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty awesome stuff. Pisces, overall energy for you is going to be the Three of Cups. Okay, you could be connecting here with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Looking at your current energy, we got the Ace of Cups. Looking at what it is you're dealing with, we do have here the Hermit. And then lastly for the Piscean is going to be the Knight of Pentacles. So, Pisces, looking at your weekend, guys, Three of Cups here to the Ace of Cups. You really love someone, and I think that you're actually really enjoying some quality time with somebody here. I think that this is someone who hasn't been around for a while. So you could be seeing somebody that is like at a distance from you, excuse me. You might be seeing somebody who possibly lives in a different state. If you're in a long distance relationship, your partner actually could be coming towards you or you could be going there. So for a few of you Pisces, if you have a long distance relationship, you might be seeing your partner this weekend. If it's not about a long distance relationship, it could just be somebody who's kind of been far from you, you know? Maybe somebody you're dealing with has been physically distant, or they have been emotionally distant, but they're still around. Nonetheless though here, Pisces, I feel like you're just going to be reconnecting with somebody you really love and care about this weekend and spending time with them, especially somebody who has not been around for a while. Now, keep in mind, their reasoning about not being around could be a multitude of things. Maybe they live far away. Maybe their work takes up their time. Maybe they just have been busy. I don't know what the case is, but nonetheless, looking at the outcome that's present, we got here the Knight of Pentacles. It kind of feels like moving into this weekend, when you see somebody that you haven't really connected with in quite a while, it feels like you're picking up just right where you left off, which is actually one of the greatest feelings to have, especially with certain types of friendships and relationships, you know? I have friends in my life sometimes that I don't see for months on end, and then when I do see them again, it's like we picked up right where we left off. It's such a good friggin' feeling. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys moving into your weekend here. Somebody that's been out of the picture for a while seems to be returning, and you're gonna pick up where you guys left off, and it kind of feels really good. It feels stable. It feels like nothing's ever changed, and it's going to be a pretty wonderful and enjoyable weekend. So Pisces, I see you guys reconnecting with somebody who's been out of the picture here for a minute and having a pretty fantastic time with them. It's probably like catching up with an old friend, or maybe even catching up with a family member you haven't seen in quite some time too, but I do see a lot of enjoyment here, okay? Maybe you guys are going to the movies, you might be going shopping, going to the bar, who knows, but it seems like a wonderful time to reconnect with some old friends. Now, throwing this out here, Pisces, if you're not, or if you haven't intended to reconnect with some old friends here this weekend, it might be a good opportunity period to do so. If there's somebody you haven't heard from for a while, if somebody's just been busy, if you've been missing somebody especially, maybe reach out. You might actually have a good opportunity here to reconnect and have a wonderful time this weekend, okay? I like it. All right, Pisces, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So, we finished up our fire, we finished up our earth, we finished up our water. Last but not least, let's see what we got going on here for the Gemini gang. What do we got, baby? Messages for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. What do we got going on here for Team Gemini, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the next 72 hours. All right, Geminis, we're going to get ourselves one last shuffle, and we'll see what's up, baby. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty awesome stuff. Gemini, overall energy for you is going to be the Fool in reverse. So, you could be connecting with here an Aries for a few of you. Looking at your current energy, we got here the Knight of Swords, looking at what you're dealing with. We got here the Seven of Wands, and then lastly for the Gemini, we have here the Moon card. So, Gemini, coming into the next 72 hours for you, the Fool in reverse here to the Knight of Swords upright. What this looks like to me is that it's not so much about taking action in the retrospective, just like moving on and jumping into something blindly. It feels to me like this weekend you're taking action over something that you know you really want. How do I explain this message? Because I already feel like it's coming out incredibly confusing. Let me go ahead and try to get this a better description here of how to say this. Coming into your weekend, Gemini, Fool card in reverse, I feel like you're doing something, but you're doing it the right way. It's like you're not being impulsive. You're not doing something out on a whim. It's like you're carefully thinking about what you're going to do before you go ahead and do it. Does that make sense? Yeah, this is like careful thinking instead of doing something that's impulsive. Now, the Knight of Swords over here, it's the card of taking action. So you're taking action in a situation, but it was something that's been thought out. It's something that's been carefully planned. Looking at what it is you're dealing with the Seven of Wands. So you've taken a lot of time here, Gemini, to think about a situation in your life and whether or not it's worth still being involved in it. I think that you've taken a lot of time wondering, is it time to cut something off or is it time to keep investing? You didn't immediately impulsively cut off somebody, nor did you immediately or impulsively decide to continue a relationship with them. I think that this weekend you're putting things aside and you're giving yourself as much time as you need to figure out what would be the best path for you, what would be the best choice for you, you know? And looking at the outcome that's present here, we got here the Moon card, and also looking at what it is you're dealing with, we got here the Seven of Wands. So what it looks like to me, Gemini, is that you guys are basically taking the path of cutting somebody out over here, but you didn't do it out on a whim, you didn't do it impulsively, you really figured out whether or not it would be worth it to keep on investing in some situation or to cut it off, and you came to the conclusion of cutting it off. So on an emotional level, I think that's where it's more, most important here, Gemini. You had to figure out emotionally what would be the right thing for you. This wasn't just a head over heart decision. Your heart was in it a lot too. So you needed to realize, how do I protect myself emotionally? How do I really feel about continuing or cutting off somebody? And what would be the right, the best or right course of action for me? So guys, even though I hope that this wasn't a confusing reading, I just feel like I had a shitty way of explaining it. Basically what this is saying is like, coming into the weekend, guys, instead of impulsively cutting somebody off or continuing a relationship with them, you had to carefully think it out. You had to think not only with your head, but you had to think with your heart as well to feel like what would be the best course of action for you. And I think that when you really took time to figure things out on how you feel and what you want, you're going to come to the conclusion here that it's better off kind of walking away from something than rathering to, continue to invest in it, And this could be anything. It could be a job. Maybe it's taking you some time to wonder if a job's still worth it for you. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's a romantic relationship. Maybe it's a goal you've been pursuing, but you needed time to figure some shit out. And as you come to figure it out, you're getting that conclusion that it's probably better here to walk away than to continue investing on into it. All right, Gemini, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving motherfucking forward. By the way, there was a donation real quick, so let me go ahead and say a proper thank you. If my mouse is going to work, I got to get a new mouse over here. This guy is deciding to go all over the place. All right, give me one sec, y'all. Leo's Roar 1988, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, my love, all right? But all right, guys, thank you for coming out to the weekend reading. It's super duper appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If it resonates, let me know down in those comments down below. Shout out to the peeps that come out Monday through Friday. Thank you for your love, everybody, and thank you for your support. You are all super duper appreciated. I just wanted to say shout out to everybody who came through. Sorry for those of you that didn't get notified. I don't know if it's just like my channel. Sometimes it feels like YouTube hates me, to be completely honest. But unfortunately, like if you upload a crap ton of videos, I guess, they just stop shooting out notifications. So for the people that didn't get notified, my apologies. It's just notifications have been super wonky, genuinely since April of 2021. So since literally a year ago, YouTube notifications have been very, very wonky and on and off, at least in my case for my channel. So just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry for those of you that missed out on the live reading. I'm sure a few of you may have wanted to be here, so I'm sorry if you weren't able to, okay? But thank you guys, though, for being here, man. Super appreciated. Even if you're watching the replay, appreciate you being here, too. For peeps that sent in donations, guys, thank you for those donations. They help a lot more than you all know. Thank you for that. I appreciate it with much love and gratitude. And happy Friday, everybody. I hope we're all looking towards a fantastic weekend. I just wanted to mention today I uploaded the water signs for mid-April. So if you're a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, check out your video for mid-April 2022. As for the air signs and earth signs, your videos will be coming next week, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to get those out to you guys as quickly as possible. Then I'll jump into some other readings throughout next week too, so that I can get those all out for everybody, okay? So guys, thank you for your love and support. You're all super duper appreciated. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far, and I hope it continues to be fantastic, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love to my soul family, and have yourselves a good one. Later, guys. Much love, baby.
again.